Hello and welcome back to spring semester at Syracuse University, where it's so cold, the only thing we can do for fun is sit cross-legged on the floor, drink hard liquor, and watch basketball. One of the coolest parts of Syracuse is that we get to share a campus and interact with guys who will go on to play in the NBA not too long from now. It seems like every student has a story about a basketball player. That forward gave me a sip of his drink at Mayfest. That guard hit on my girlfriend right in front of me. I did that dude's homework. I used to get swept up in all of that too. But I fear now that I won't be able to reach that level of excitement any longer. For you see, I have seen the basketball equivalent of the face of God. Over break, I breathed the same air as my two favorite professional basketball players, Joakim Noah and Jimmy Butler. That's right, I saw them in public and I swooned. My knees went weak. It was like that clip of the Beatles performing in the 60s where women just go down in a heap. I managed to catch myself, but I am forever changed. And this may sound strange to you, and it probably would to Jimmy and Joakim too, but I am now married to them. I've spent so much of my life devoting myself to them, watching their every move, imagining their sense that we are now married. The love we have for our Syracuse players is all well and good, but it's finite. It's a college fling. We'll go our separate ways, and a few years from now, we'll hear they moved to Europe or opened an insurance agency, and we'll say good for them. But what I have with Jimmy and Joakim is forever. Together we will make a life. We will pick our children up from soccer practice. We will sit at the kitchen table and worry over bills, but everything will work out. And perhaps in our later years, we'll open a bed and breakfast upstate, and we'll welcome our guests and give each other a knowing nod as we usher them into the room that is haunted, because we are married. In their later years, when their bodies inevitably deteriorate, I will bathe them with the softest sponges, because we are married. And when I leave this world, they will each be at my side, grasping my hands with care and love and heat and passion, because we are married. We are married. So with that out of the way, let's get into another fantastic episode of Syracuse After Hours.
Hello and welcome to Syracuse After Hours. I'm your host, Lee Shearin, and I'm excited to welcome back to the desk former disgraced head writer, Will Roth.
Thank you so much for having me, Lee. I'd like to remind the viewing public that disgraced is a subjective term.
Well, I think it isn't. All right, here are this week's stories in review. Due to legislative oversight, potlucks have been discovered to be illegal in Arizona homes, schools, and churches. Capital punishment remains legal. Guns don't even require background checks. But bring Sister Margaret some Swedish meatballs and face the consequences.
A Nevada-based coalition, Hookers for Hillary, is offering discounts to customers who can prove that they are caucusing for Hillary. Bill Clinton has volunteered to thank them all by hand, or finger, or cigar.
In Brazil, an ordinarily tame monkey became enraged after drinking rum at a bar and was scaring patrons after brandishing a knife. The police have the monkey in custody and are trying to enter him into a rehab program. That story again, Brazilian monkey has much better lawyers than you.
Renato Bialetti, a tycoon in the coffee industry, chose to have his ashes interred in his iconic Mako brewing pot. Because the best part of waking up is grandpa in your cup.
In your cup. A woman in Utah was in for more than she could chew after receiving a severed snakehead in a can of Western Family green beans. To avoid recall, Western Family chose to repackage, saying, "Now with snakeheads defanged."
A London man has legally changed his name to Bacon Double Cheeseburger, marking the first time in history that a British person has wanted to seem more American.
A church in Germany is incorporating Star Wars into their services, pointing out the many theological undertones. You know, like in the book of Corinthians, when Jesus rescues his friends from the Snarlack pit and then kisses his sister? I don't.
Lost tapes from the Apollo 10 mission uncovered that the crew heard otherworldly music while traveling across the dark side of the moon. The tapes also revealed that the astronauts had a 45-minute conversation about how weird hands are, man.
A couple spa in Thailand is offering a special massage involving elephants for newly married couples. The elephant applies pressure to the chest and spine. It's perfect for spouses brand new to marriage that already want to die.
A theme park in England is looking for lazy individuals to dress up like pandas for an exhibit. The job entails sitting most of the day and wearing a puffy coat. So if you feel you're perfect for this job, who are you kidding? You're not going to leave your house to be lazy and wear a puffy coat. It's like they don't even understand lazy people.
A 48-year-old web designer, Barbarella Buckner, decided to marry her cats after ending a 10-year relationship with her boyfriend. I want to hate on her, but it sounds like she's drowning in pussy.
This week, the German courts upheld the law banning bestiality. Said locals, okay, cool, yeah, mega cool, but goats are still on the table, yeah? No? Klaus, what happened to the goat, Klaus?
A man on a New York City subway line was assaulted this past week. The weapon? A Snickers bar. He was shocked, frightened, shaken, but he had to admit he was undoubtedly satisfied. And that's all we have for you tonight. I'm Lee Shearin. Thanks for stopping by.
And I'm Will Roth. Thanks so much for half watching.
Protect your goats!
Klaus is coming.
Klaus is coming.